Are quarantines constitutional? Hey friends, Rick Green here with today's Constitutional Minute. You know, too often we give up liberty for security, or even sometimes just a perceived security or more safety. So I think it's important for us today to look into the constitutionality of quarantines that could very possibly be coming soon to a neighborhood near you. Now look, as far as the constitutionality of this, there's a lot of important questions that are raised, more than we can answer in a short video. But let me just throw out some of these questions first. Number one, who? Who has authority to issue a quarantine? Secondly, what? What are the criteria? I mean, how serious does the disease need to be? What's the evidence of infection, the risk of infecting others? All those questions. When? When can a governmental body call for a quarantine? How? How far can they go? I mean, can they order restaurants to be closed but yet allow you to go to the polling places and vote? Perhaps the most important question to all of us, and certainly to you if it's you or your family member that's being put into isolation, or your child being taken from you and put in isolation based on them showing up on a list for someone, the biggest question is where? Where can you go for due process if you've been misdiagnosed? Or even if the government measures are just too overblown for the particular situation. Now, we're not going to be able to answer all those questions in a constitutional minute, but if you will join me for about 10 or 15 minutes in my next video, I'm going to break down a little bit of the history of quarantines. We're going to talk about the difference between a quarantine and an isolation, which is vitally important for everyone to understand, especially if you want to know what your due process rights are. And we're going to talk about where this may all go in the coming months. It's going to be a little bit of a history lesson, a little bit of a constitutional lesson, and most importantly, it's going to get us prepared for what may be coming to our own homes and our own communities. I'm Rick Green. Join me for today's Constitutional Minute.